Greetings, Dr. Tao here again, and today I want to discuss some of the medicinal effects of herbs and how you can naturally diagnose the body. Uh, to understand what a herb is, you have to understand that uh, it's a whole package, it's a whole thing. So the medical industry or the pharmaceutical industry uh, basically takes extractions of these herbs and it sells you a partial medicine basically. And since it's a partial thing, it only addresses a part of the person. Now the issue with that is whenever you're not dealing with the whole aspect of somebody, you're going to get into poisonous effects, and they call these poisonous effects side effects. But the word side effects is kind of funny because it doesn't happen to the side of your body, it happens to the whole person, the whole body. So there's always going to be some type of adverse condition that takes place whenever we're partaking in partial medicine, which they call the pharmaceutical industry. And the word pharmaceutical really comes from the word itself actually means sorcery. Now, it's funny because the word sorcery could be looked at something negative, but it can also be looked at something positive too. But what I'm saying is the word sorcery means to understand the source of something, where something comes from. But true sorcery, or the truth, understand where the true source of something comes from, whether you get the word sorcery from, the true source of anything is the herb. That's the true medicine. So it addresses the whole entire person, the whole body, and there are no side effects. So it has actual intelligence built inside of it. Now, since it's built inside the herb itself, the herb knows exactly where to go, and if it's too much, if the dosage is too high, you'll just excrete it out throughout your waste. So that's the importance of herbs and why they are more beneficial than any type of pill or medicine that man could make, because the molecular structure is complete when you're dealing with the actual herb, whereas when you're dealing with a synthetic carcinogenic pill, it's gonna always have some type of poisonous effects to you, give some poisonous effects to you. So to understand some herbs, I'll go through a couple here, but herbs have to know, they have the intelligence built inside of it, but you can help them get to a certain part of the body by implementing other types of herbs with them. So for example, say someone had issue with the liver, so you can add a remedy or formula together that addresses, say you want to purify the liver, so you would do like a herbal detox per se, but then you would add in milk thistle or dandelion root or yellow dock. Those types of herbs would make it go to the liver. If you needed to help get more oxygen to the brain, you would implement certain herbs that would help with oxygen. But then you wanted to go to the brain, so you add in ginkgo biloba or gotu kola, or you can add in skullcap. Those types of herbs like that help it go to the brain. Also, if you want to go to the hair, you add in nettle. If you want to go to the prostate, you would put in a formula together, but you would add in saw palmetto with it. So we call these directional herbs. For the liver, for the kidneys, you would add in saw palmetto as well, or uva ursi or bilberry. Those help with the kidneys. There's certain types of herbs that help things go certain directions, so we call those directional herbs. So basically, if you would go to the post office, you wouldn't just put the mail in the mailbox. You would take it and you would put an address on it. That address is basically what we would call directional herbs, so it helps it go to the up or down or left or right. So understanding that you can move an herb wherever you want to in the body by understanding what we call chemical affinity of the herb and where it tends to gravitate towards the body. There was once a time where you can actually tell if someone was a diabetic. So what they would do, they would take a person and they would have them urinate on an anthill, and if the ants gathered together, then that means the person has too much sugar in their blood, and the person would be treated for diabetes. So those are just some old practices that we used to use. You don't always need a machine to tell you what's going on with your body. You can use nature, and understanding nature, you can understand how it interacts and how it responds to things, and understand what's going on inside your body. You don't have to use CBD oil if you don't want to. You don't have to smoke marijuana if you don't want to. You can add parsley, catnip, and rosemary together in equal parts. You add rosemary, catnip, and parsley together in equal parts, and gives you the same medicinal high as marijuana does. So there's many ways around whatever we think it is. So herbs have been treated, actually what we call traditional medicine today is actually non-traditional medicine, and what we call traditional medicine is, or non-traditional medicine today is actually traditional medicine. So herbal remedies and non-invasive natural healing is actually the most ancient way of healing the body. But now it's called alternative medicine, but it's actually the most ancient and the most traditional medicine. In ancient times, you would actually pay the doctor for keeping you healthy. But if you were to become ill or sick, then you would stop paying your doctor, which actually makes more sense, because why would you want to pay your doctor if you're sick? So the practice is kind of twisted now, whereas you pay your doctor when you're sick, and they keep you sick and sometimes make you more sick. And but in ancient times, you would actually only pay your doctor for keeping you healthy, and if you became sick, you would no longer pay the doctor. So it's a little backwards today. Matter of fact, even the hospitals themselves confess to something called iatrogenics. And iatrogenics is basically that the disease that you're being treated for, you don't even have. It's basically saying that they're only correct about 55% of the time. 46% of the time they're correct. About 54% of the time they're incorrect. So most of the time you're actually being treated for a disease that you don't even need to be treated for. And the hospital itself actually gives you the disease and actually kills the patient by the practice or the malpractice of what they think is correct. So that's called iatrogenics, and it's spelled just like how it sounds. We should try to return back to nature as much as possible. I know we're here in the concrete jungle. We're trying to make sense of everything and try to survive, but the thing is, the body is old. The body is ancient. There's no new way to get sick. There's no new way to die. So we have to kind of get back to understanding nature and our body's algorithms and get our bodies acclimated to what is healthy. So if you don't like healthy foods, then that's the issue with you, not the food. That means your biochemistry is not correct. So you say, this don't taste good, this is nasty. Well, that shows that you need to work on your biochemistry of the body to reacclimate it towards it. So this is a quick video. I'll go more in depth into the herbs and what herbs do what and what herbs go where, but I just want to kind of touch on a few things there to understand that the healing is in the plants itself. I touched on a video before how the hemoglobin actually mirrors the chlorophyll in the plants. So understand there's a symbiotic relationship between plants and people. So your body is mostly comprised of plants. We call that bacteria flora. So it actually makes more sense to eat what you are as opposed to anything foreign from yourself. So with that said, if any comments, go ahead and put them in the comment section. Go ahead and like it, subscribe, continue to tune in on the channel. Just have a beautiful day. Stay safe, stay healthy. This is a lifestyle. This is not a diet. This is a lifestyle. Keep that in mind. This is every day you're doing this. Keep this in mind. Make it a habit. Make good habits. So that way you're not thinking about it. It's not stressful to you. So just have a great day. Stay healthy. Be safe. Peace.